Would Isaac Del Toro pay back Tadej Pogacar for yesterday? Big break formation, hot conditions, 4,000 meters of elevation gain on the menu. We did have the profile promised to us. There was a threat of fires in the west of Perpignan, rather. We head into France for the first time this Tour de France from Granollers to Les Anglais. A puncher finish, but it comes with 4,000 meters of elevation gain. You can't really see that on the profile. No steep climbs except the last 3Ks of Col de Toses, but it was a hard stage on the pedals all day and nearing 40 degrees heat. Big breakaway fight. Matteo Jorgensen wanted to be in. UAE didn't want him in, so there was some jumping, came back, then everyone waited for the first Category 3 climb, 8Ks, 4.5%, and for Arnaud Delis, this is where he got dropped, and this is basically where his Tour de France ended. He would abandon the race. Strong break form straight away. Carapaz, Simmons, Bernal, Jorgensen, Castrillo, Harper, Plapp, Lenny Martinez, Brazafonso. Really, really strong break. Maybe Joris Del Bove. It got brought back. UAE weren't happy with it. We go through a village. Hermans comes across. Amaury, we didn't see from the overhead. He crashes, brings down half of Ineos with him, and there's a hold-up. It was a narrowing where that happened. It looked like Armorel was in a real spot of bother. He could barely walk. Riccatello, also key mountain lieutenant for Paul Saxas. I think he was involved. Pogacar's then made the split. There was a split because of the crash. He's sitting at the back of this here. Half of Visma are in front. We've got, again, Carapaz in that group. George Bennett moving with Mathieu Van der Poel. So a lot of riders wanted to be in the breakaway today. Bernal in particular. Yanis Voisard chases him with Jorgensen. It's Ramses de Bruyne, I think, making that. Jorgensen flicks the elbow, looks back. He's got Tim Wellens in the wheel. So the message was clear. UAE wanted no Visma in the breakaway and maybe didn't want too strong a break to go. Although we do get a decent break afterwards. The breaks, this one formed here on the descent. There was a split on the descent. Hindley's bringing back the group behind. Now the roles are reversed. Vingegaard's in front with Del Toro, and Del Toro's seeing Pogacar launching himself across and saying, calma, calma. There was just a split in the descent. You see Pedersen in front with he or she. I think this is Verstringer. Yeah, I think it is. And it comes back. I think there was just, Vingegaard wasn't really jumping. Although, again, there's another descent attack from Abrahamsen. It splits behind him. Bernal was in every single move. Tejada. I think this is Del Bova, as well as a former Belgian champ also there. But, hard break fight. 40, 50 kilometers in the heat. Once again, Vingegaard in front. Pogacar closing it down. Visma jumping again. It just took a long time. This is what we've seen in the Tour de France for the last few years on these quote-unquote breakaway stages where all the teams think they have a green light. They jump, and if one team doesn't miss it, they do an all-out effort to bring it back. The break eventually forms on the flat in steps. We have an Australasian sandwich around Maro Schmidt, and eventually we do get a strong breakaway, but took a while to go. This is now 70 Ks in the stage. I had to cut some stuff out. We're now an hour and a half, an hour 45 into the stage, and Bernal made it and then punctured out of the breakaway. So disappointing for him, although kind of was lucky actually. It was lucky because it saved him wasting energy because this break had no chance. Visma started to pace. Pedersen, he was there mainly to take the intermediate sprint points. He takes a full 25-point delta on Merlier and Philipsen and co. But bad news for the rest of the breakaway, who already start to fuga de la fuga. Raul Garcia Pierna going ahead. UAE Team Emirates had designs on the stage when they start to chase. Pedersen, job done. Probably tomorrow is the day that they've really penciled for him to go for the stage win from a reduced group sprint. On the hardest climb, Wellens brings it down to 1 minute 20. So Pogacar and UAE wanting to go for the stage win. On the last longer climb, only 4%, Baudin had jumped clear. He dropped the rest of the breakaway. Remember, he won stage 1 of the Dauphiné in really impressive fashion, but not to be today. Climbs were not steep enough. Groschartner, McNulty, Yates, they were left over after Wellens and Pollard had done their work. But in the positioning battle, it got a little bit spicy, actually, because it's still a decent-sized group, 30, 40 riders. Go through this town. Koos moves up with Jorgensen. Del Toro gets squeezed a little bit. Then we have this roundabout. Pogacar goes right with Del Toro. He's thinking about going left to follow Vingegaard. Then he follows Vatsek, who's on the right behind Simmons. And then the motorbike kind of takes a slow apex. Simmons brakes, and they lose quite a few positions. Maybe the left-hand side was faster. So anyway, there was just a positioning fight. 1.7 Ks, 6.5%. We're not going to see big gaps. But you see how strong everybody is in the heat. You see how everyone's responding. You saw Remco on the radio, then Benoit's on the radio. Sykes is moving into position. Del Toro's moved in front of Pogacar. It looks like he's going to do the lead out. Big jockeying fight for the wheel of Tadej Pogacar. Everyone knows what's going to happen now under the Flamme Rouge. And the Mexican in the points jersey, after winning the stage yesterday, starts to wind it up. And we have all the favourites in order. And that's why these sort of stages are so popular, because you see, Remco, Vingegaard, Pogacar, Sykes. You see them all fighting each other, but it doesn't kill the Tour de France. But you see at 500 metres to go, a Remco looking down, dropping the wheel, Carapaz closing the wheel, gets the wheel of Sykes. Del Toro just progressively winds it up. 300 metres to go, 200 metres to go. And I think it was at about 150, Remco drops the wheel and Pogacar begins his attack on the steep 9% section at 30 kph. He attacks on the barrier side of Del Toro. Vingegaard looks like he's going to try to close and then sits down before Pogacar, looks behind him. Something we've seen for the previous couple of seasons. Pogacar out of the saddle, dances away and takes a big gap in a short period of time, has time for the post-up when it levels off, winning by 2 seconds. Would that be enough for the yellow jersey? You'll wait to see after I post this interview, because then I'll show you who's in the yellow jersey. Pogacar wins the stage 2 seconds ahead of Vingegaard. Carapaz, good result, third. Sykes fourth on 2 seconds. Then Johannesson, Van Aert, Lipovic, Evenepoel, Del Toro, Ayuso running up the top 10 on 4 seconds. Here's what Pogacar had to say.
Yesterday was almost a victory for you, but this one is a real victory, and it has a good taste.
Look, it's because of him. It's because of Isaac today. I get some extra power, I think, in the final. He commit more than 100% in the final climb, and I mean all the team actually. In the middle of the stage, we decided that it's possible to go for the stage win, and I'm really happy that we start the tour like this, and incredible finish today.
Yeah, because you're apparently very hungry. You could have let the breakaway go, but you wanted to win today.
I'm not so hungry. I eat every 30 minutes one gel, so it's not not so hungry. But no, it's it was if we can win like we did today, and the team feels super good. We have to take the opportunity, and we tried, and we give it all, and we win.
And more glory. You like the glory.
I don't know. I want to go on the rollers now.
In terms of GC, Pogacar does in fact take the yellow jersey. Same time as Vingegaard. Evenepoel in third, 1 second ahead of Del Toro. Ayuso fifth on 27 seconds. Sykes, I thought he looked a lot better today, actually. I think that's very encouraging for the later climbs. Hope you enjoyed the video. We've got a versatile sprint stage tomorrow. Maybe a strong break. Pedersen will be going for it. Till then, ciao, ciao.